Hey everybody, welcome back to Hudson Valley Prepping Survival. Came out to the lake today, drill a couple holes, do a little bit of ice fishing out here. It's snowing, but there's about 8.5 inches of ice on the lake. And we didn't set any tip-ups up today. There's a guy out there who's got some tip-ups up, but we decided not to set any tip-ups up today. We didn't plan on staying too long, so just drill a couple holes, do a little jigging. I just caught a little chain pickerel. We're going to keep at it and see how we do. Thanks for checking us out. Jigging, getting jiggy with it. Getting jiggy with it. The bait of the day is a spoon. Artificial lures. Shiny works. My coffee's trying to run away from me. Can't have that. My son's got a nice luminescent perch jig on. I don't know if there's any perch in here, but I know there's tons of bluegill, lots of panfish out here. And this is one of my local lakes. I actually live on this lake here. It's a beautiful spot. Out back there, way back out there. This lake is about 96, 97 feet deep. So it's a good body of fresh water. There's plenty of trout and bass and pickerel and sunfish and minnows. It's a pretty diverse lake as far as that goes. But yep, this is my home turf, guys. Home turf. And there's about 8.5 inches of ice. I'm just waiting for some fish to come through, man. We'll just keep jigging with it and having some fun, enjoying the lake. It's a pretty clean hole for the old hand ice auger. There's our bait of the day. Little jig. Seaweed on there. Clean it up. Keep it clean and shiny. Luminescent in color, a little red on it, make it look like it's injured. That's the bait. Got one fish on it already today. Let's see if we can get another one here for the camera. Alright guys, let me give you a little quick overview of the tools of the ice fishing trade. One thing you're going to need is a way to break through the ice. So what I got here is a cheap handheld ice auger. It drills about a 6-inch round hole. That's typically big enough to get most fish through. I did bring a creel in case we caught anything we wanted to keep. And I keep a pack basket full of my tip-ups and ice fishing gear, ice spikes, extra jigging rods, gloves, the whole 9 yards. I should have a cover on this with the snow, but I was lazy and I didn't, so now I'm gonna have to go through everything again. Your tip-ups, when you ice fish in New York State, your tip-ups have to have your name and address written on the tip-up, and you can put up to 5 tip-ups at a time, which is pretty cool. See the weight I have here on the little jigging stick? We use that as a sounding device. So when I drill a hole, I go out and I find the depth of the water that I'm fishing in, and then I can target different fish species by whether they're bottom feeders, center of the water column feeders, or top feeding fish. But that's the gist of it, guys. You just need a couple tip-ups. You can pick them up pretty cheap. I'd check Facebook Marketplace, yard sale pages, things like that. A lot of people have these kicking around in their closets and stuff. An ice auger, which you can pick up for 60 to 80 bucks, and some holes. Another thing about tip-ups is when you set them up, they have these nifty little flags on them. And your spool, here, I'll pull one out and give you a little demonstration of it. Your spool attaches to, this is your spool line down here, and it's got a little armature on it. And that piece of wire runs up that tube to here. And hang on, this is kind of hard to self-film. I have to get a little up close and personal here for a sec. This flag comes around and hooks on that armature right there. I don't know if you guys can see that. It won't work right now because it's not set properly. But it hooks on that armature. And then when a fish takes line, that will flip over and up comes your flag. And then you know you have to go check your tip-ups. Pretty nifty little design. You know, not the coolest thing in the world, but when you have 5 of these things out, you can set the tension on them by pulling them a little harder, a little looser. And yeah, that way if it's really windy, they don't go off accidentally. And if it's not windy, you can set them pretty loose. That way when a fish takes the bait, it pops out pretty easy.